Bonjour, everyone, and welcome to the House of Royale, episode 26, honey. I have a beautiful, hot unicorn for you today. Just hold on to your horses. And before I intro her, make sure that you guys subscribe, like, share, comment, all of the things. And there's a Patreon now, so if anyone's feeling like throwing in 10K, that'd be amazing. She is the founder of Thair Salon in downtown LA. She is an innovator, a game changer. She's a painter. She is an artiste. And also, Thair Salon has been open for 5 years, and she has been doing my beautiful mane for 3. Everyone, please welcome the powerful, gorgeous goddess, Jordan Paige. I know, oh my God. Jordan, there is so much to talk about. You are kind of a celebrity in Los Angeles, and not only are you well known, but there are a lot of people in your life who are very well known. And we will get into that. But first of all, I just want the people to get to know you. And so my question is, since you are a young, hot business owner, do you have any advice for small business owners? And talk about the salon and all that. Let us know.
Advice for new business owners. I would have to say, if you're doing it for the money, turn around.
Amen.
And quit while you're ahead, because you won't reap what you sow for the first 3 to 5 years. And you have to be ready to just buckle in and go for the journey.
I have chills. I immediately have chills. Okay, keep going. Continue.
You have to do what you love. That's the key. And for me, when I came to LA, this was my dream, to open up a safe space for the LGBT community. And I don't have a plan B or C. There's always just been a plan A. And I've done everything in my power to get to where I am. And there was no stopping that. There was no quitting. So
that's incredible. When you enter the salon, you can feel the love and the passion that has gone into your company. The people that you hire are all so passionate about their work. You can see that they love you, they adore you. Your clients love and adore you, truly. And it feels like, you know, I don't know, one of those movies like Barbershop or something, when people just come there to like kick it and like have a great conversation. And you are just I know that all hairstylists have a reputation of being like, so girl, tell me. But it's on a whole other level with you, because you actually do care and your heart and soul is in the conversation. You really take on a part of people's souls when you're working with them.
You're going to make me cry. I really appreciate that. It really is a family. And I'm just so grateful that we've created a space where it's just full of abundance and love, and we're always helping each other learn and grow, instead of, I mean, I've worked in many salons in LA, and it can be really catty and dog eat dog, and I wanted to create something that wasn't anything like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we can all feel the love, and you did that. Speaking of the LGBTQ community, let's just get into it, because I know I've had many experiences with women. You know, it's like, how does anybody identify? I know that there's a lot of girls out there that are like, I think I'm done with men. I haven't given up yet, but I have considered dating women so many times. There's a few of you out there that I might hit up someday when I get the courage. But can you talk about how you identify, and like, because that is such a huge part of Thair Salon?
Well, I identify as she, her. I'm queer, pansexual. For me, it's not really about the body parts. It's more about the soul. So whatever vehicle you're in, if I'm attracted to you, I'm attracted to you.
Yes.
I love dating men. However, I've only been in long-term relationships with women because I just have more of a connection with women that I've found so far. But, the verdict is still out.
Makes sense. It's hard. It's difficult connecting emotionally with men for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which we will get into because both of us have had a few rendezvous with a few celebrity men that you guys probably know out here in LA throughout the years. Money. Money, money. All right. The future is female. Women need to get serious about making millions because I feel like in our ancestral trauma and in the history of women and money, women have always had the role of like the man is the breadwinner and all of that shit. And I know that obviously it's been a new era for quite some time, but to have the balls to create your own business and to get the capital and to keep making that money. I mean, let's just talk about how you came up with the finances and how your relationship with money now.
Wow. Well, I never really actually talked about this. But I mean, and it's different for everyone. I'm just going to put that out there. But for me, I loved living a really good, fruitful life, even from the start. So hold on. How do I put this? I mean, I was on my own since I was 16, and I had to figure out how to make things work at a young age. So, I have had big dreams. So I went, I was working full time at multiple, jobs, and I moved out here, and I wanted to start this salon. So I was managing a salon for someone else in Manhattan Beach for about a year. I was working 70-hour weeks, and then I was dancing at night because I wanted to make extra cash to put away to start this business. So I was working at multiple clubs at night. I didn't sleep for many years, but I was finally able to get enough capital to start my own salon. And I started with one chair and one mirror for about 6 months, 7 months, with literally nothing else in there, and just slowly built for the next 5 years. So it takes time and dedication, but if you have the wherewithal and there's nothing that will stop you, you can make it happen.
Yeah. I think there's still a lot of shame around sex work in general. Everyone knows if you're a follower of House of Royale. Obviously, I have told my story about being a dancer. Not to bring up Matt Rife again, but he's like a hot topic right now. He's a famous comedian and he's getting trashed right now because obviously because of his special is super offensive towards women. But also this little boy clapped back to him on Twitter or no, on TikTok. And he was like, well, too bad your mom pays her bills by doing OnlyFans. He said this to a child. And it's 2023 and men are still using that to win an argument against women. How do you feel about that? And why is there still so much like shame and it's still so taboo? And it's hard for both of us to talk about it still. Like, what's your opinion on that?
Well, it's hard to talk about, first of all, because I've been open with certain people about this, and they're like, "Oh yeah, pro sex work, we're here for the women empowerment," but then they turn around and talk smack.
Yeah.
And that can really wear someone down after a while, especially when you're trying to be open with how you're living your life. But honestly, it's 2023. Can we grow up? Like, sex is power. It really does run a lot of society. And if women are taking their power and using that to create a career for themselves or feed their family, I don't see why there would be any reason to shame that.
Yeah. Shout out to our girl Gina, who owns Little Miss Nasty. She's doing a whole campaign right now about how she's like, my boobs aren't creating war. They're creating art and they're actually helping people. Like, her show is helping people heal. Sex work helps people heal their trauma with sex in general. So I don't know. I think it's like someday we'll get there. But like owning our bodies and like having autonomy and like just owning our power in general and not having men look down on that would be great. It would be awesome, guys.
I mean, I actually really enjoyed working when I did, because I did have a lot of moments with men that had never been looked at, that have
Yes.
been neglected, have been told that they're disgusting, women run away from them. But then when they have the chance to be around somebody who can look them in the eye and make them feel seen and loved, like
Yeah.
that's incredible. Like that's very healing for someone, and they can go home and feel a little bit better about themselves. And if we have the chance to be able to do that, I mean, that's just so important.
Yep. Okay, so is the salon fully staffed?
Yeah, we're fully staffed. The salon's doing really well, but one of my biggest players is moving to Chicago. So we're looking for another creative to spread their wings with us. So if you're out there and you'd like to join the team, please contact me.
Yes. Taking applications. What are you looking for anything specific?
It would be wonderful for someone that's in the community, someone that has a following already, someone that has their own clientele, because it really is, it's not commission, it's booth rent. So you have to have your own entity and you're working within the shell, right? So
Yeah.
there's not much hand holding.
Okay, so you better be a badass bitch. Jordan. Everyone would like to know. Because I was getting my outfit ready for this event. I was looking forward to it and everything. Pretty high profile situation for you. You were in a very serious relationship, and this person asked for your hand in marriage. So, question is, are you still engaged?
Um, am I still engaged? I knew you were going to ask the question. Short answer is no. However, I would like to just say that we are very good friends, and it was a very conscious uncoupling. And I love this person with my whole heart. And we have a lot of business ventures that we are creating for the future. We bought a property in Palm Springs, and we've renovated this beautiful Airbnb, and we're going to start renting it out in January. It's like your own little oasis getaway, and it shows a lot of who we are as individuals. Fully stocked kitchen, pink gym, pool, jacuzzi, all the works. So if you want to check it out or rent it out, we'll put the link up.
So let's get into that relationship a little bit, because this person is pretty well known for their food. Can we say who, or talk about your experience within?
Sure.
Okay. So who is it?
Well, I was dating and engaged to Chef K for about a year and a half. And I did meet some very interesting people along the way. I mean, she works with the Kardashians and Biebers and pretty much anyone you could think of. So it was a wild ride. I loved Kim. She's so beautiful, no makeup, really is just so stunning. Mariah Carey, I died. I mean, my dream idol when I was a kid. But really, out of all of them, the most profound for me was Justin, which with his stature and reputation, I wouldn't have expected. But we worked his birthday party, and before everything started, he came out and shook everyone's hand that was working, gave everybody eye contact, some love, and thanked everyone for being there.
Wow.
It was really moving. You just wouldn't expect, I guess I wouldn't expect him to be so humble and, connected. But even his birthday speech really was just along the lines of, why are we continuing to compare ourselves to other people? Really what matters is family, and the family that we've blood or the family that we've chosen, and just putting our dedication and time and love into that is really what life's all about. Wow. It was really moving.
Well, I have met Justin Bieber as well. And I do have to say, it was like one of his houses in Bel Air or whatever. We all just signed NDAs, turned in our phones, all that. And I remember like just zooming past the kitchen because there was like 25 of like the most beautiful 100-pound girls all over him. And I just like went outside to the pool to chill. And eventually, once I was like, okay, my PTSD is chilling, I went back into the kitchen and just kind of like hung around. Like, shout out to John Shahadi. What's up? Chris Brown was there, literally doing choreography the whole time. But I do have to say, Justin came straight up to me and he was like, hi, my name's Justin. What's your name? And I died.
He's so chill.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was very sweet. So, hi, Justin. We definitely want to hang out with you. Invite us to come hang out with you and Haley. That would be fun. Someone like you who is busy all the time, working 24 hours a day pretty much, what do you like to do for fun?
I mean, I live a pretty simple life. I have 3 dogs I'm obsessed with. They go to the dog park all the time. I meet my girls for drinks. I've been on this obsession with espresso martinis and learning recipes on how to make them. And when I'm not doing any of that, I'm painting. It's my first love, you know.
Okay, so 2 things. I want to get into your painting and I want to do a little snippet for Kimber too, because I feel like that's...
Thank you. I wanted to do that. Yeah, she has changed my life.
Yeah.
I am only where I am today because of her.
Yeah. So we'll get into that in a second. But the painting, you guys, like you walk into the salon and it's just like these like 10-foot tall, like gorgeous women, like their bodies, like the silhouette, like the brush strokes are just incredible. Where, how, like what is going on with the painting? Like you're so talented. When did this all come about?
I mean, I started painting when I was 3.
Wow.
I was a very odd young child and I didn't have very many friends. So that was my outlet and how I consumed my time. And I'm self-taught.
Wow.
And so I do that on the side along with the salon. But I've been selling my capsule and we're almost sold out. So once this is done, I'll be starting a new set, which I'm really excited about.
Incredible. Also, just so you guys know, when you see Jordan's Instagram, you are literally hand painting designs on people's heads for their hair color. And we're talking like neon greens and pinks and purples. And the designs are like when aliens come down and leave like the crop circles and shit. And you're like, oh my God, humans can't do this. Like that's how good it is.
Thank you.
So when did you start doing the hair painting?
Well, I started the buzz cut hair painting about 2 years ago when I did the Mona Lisa and the Starry Night, which were still my top 2 favorites.
Wow.
But it's really fun because it really is just a live canvas.
Mm-hmm.
And it can be changed every month, which is even better.
Yeah.
You know? I love that.
So cool. And then also, not only what you do for fun, but how you cope with, because being an artist, we're all very emotional. Being women, we've been through a lot. You and I have been through a lot of the same, honestly, traumatic events in our lives, especially with men. So we need to do things like journal and meditate and exercise, but also therapy is number 1. And I would like to bring up Kimber, who I literally was just on the phone with like 20 minutes ago. She is our savior. Let's just talk about Kimber for a minute.
I mean, I met Kimber, I think 7 years ago, and I was in one of my most depressive states. I was getting out of another engagement, and it was really crushing. And when I found her, she completely turned my life around within a few months. I was excited to live again, and she's been my life coach for ever since, and I'm just so grateful she's been through everything with me.
Yeah. Yep. It's like, you guys, it's just a reminder, like, to schedule your next session with your therapist. I'm going to do it like right after this podcast, because it's like just that conversation of having someone coach you through what you're feeling and what you're going through. I have PTSD, panic attacks. it's so crazy. You think like as you get older, those symptoms would lessen. But for me, I'm finding that they're almost heightening as I start releasing and transmuting the things that I've been through. And healing is like so hard. So it's been really good to have someone.
Hold your hand through it.
Yeah.
I mean, I talk to her at least once a week just to get grounded again, make sure I'm on the right path. Because not only is she a coach, but she's clairvoyant. She's really been able to see a lot of things in the future, and it's crazy to see it manifest, you know?
Yeah.
And she can also kind of talk me down off a ledge because I can get really into something quickly, and she kind of, you know, she helps me take a beat and really look at what's in front of me and what the proper steps are, and she's never steered me wrong.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Shout out, Kimber. I know you just did a rundown of some of the celebrities that you've met. And we love you, Bieber. But obviously, you know, you've been with Chef K for a long time. The Kardashians is no joke. I mean, they're the most famous people on the planet. And I get starstruck. I know you don't get starstruck. It doesn't faze you at all. But do you have any like standout moments? Because for all the people out there that don't live in LA, that don't get to live the Hollywood life, I think it is exciting for them to hear about these moments.
Once you've been here for so long and you meet these celebrities, you realize that they're just human beings like you and I. Like, they're not what we've created them to be in our mind.
Yeah.
And I mean, shit. All right, for example, which was a big reality check for me. I think this was one of my first moments where, you know, I was cruising on Raya and I matched with one of my childhood crushes. And, you know, we were talking for a while. We went on a date. And I was so excited, you know. But
you're not gonna give us his name.
If I say Mr. West, I feel like it'll people will get the wrong idea of which one it is. But I'll just put that out there and they can figure it out for themselves.
Oh shit. I love it.
But yeah, we went to dinner, you know, we had some tacos, and then I booked this fabulous room at one of my favorite. And you know, it was a great night, but then I left early and I was left with, you know,
the bill.
And it was
ladies,
just like, oh,
never. Oh my God.
So, I mean, you're welcome.
Ooh, I mean, it's the truth. I mean, I guess everybody knows like you never meet your heroes is the saying, right? Because once you do, you're like, oh God, this is who they are. Like, great. But it's not like that with every star. But I've definitely had some run-ins with celebrities where I'm like, oh God, this is really ruining it.
It's not even just that you're a celebrity. It's
exactly
or a man. Like, I'm happy to pay, but don't leave me with like almost $1,000 of a bill and not even try to pitch in when you ask me out.
Straight up.
You know what I mean? It's different if I ask you out, but don't ask me to hang out and then, you know, not even a.
It's so funny because lately I've been dating someone who is also a celebrity, and I, you know, communicate about money with the people that I'm fucking, you know, and I'm just like, listen, like, I don't want you to think that I'm just assuming that you're going to handle everything.
Right.
Or take care of everything. And, you know, the response that I received is he was so shocked and surprised to hear me say that because he's like, I don't think I've ever heard that from a woman. Like, he's like, in the past, it's always been like the woman, like, you know, expects me to handle it because that's just how women are out here in LA. And it's like, well, for me, the reason why I'm not like that is because I don't want someone to think like, oh, if I'm spending all this money on you, I then own you,
right.
Which has happened almost every single time in the past.
Right.
So I don't know if you have anything to say about that, but
I mean, I'm self-made. I've made all my money myself. I don't rely on anyone else. If I am in a relationship where I mean, I'm in a point in my life where I'm looking for daddy. I want someone I know I can have kids with, a future with, and I do love to be spoiled, you know. I love to be taken care of, but I do put forth a lot to contribute into the family as well. So if I'm going to go on a date and get to know somebody that I would potentially want this to be serious with, I would like to see them present themselves appropriately,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, there's so many questions I have for you around dating and communication because it's so simple, right? Like all we want is to be respected and listened to and treated appropriately, right? And we also want the sex to be really good. I feel like that's important. Why do you think LA specifically, why do you think it's so hard? Why is dating in LA so difficult?
Well, because it's full of actors
Mm.
that I don't even know if I should go here. It's a lot of hot faces that social climb that I've found. Or just men that want a hot girl on their shoulder or their arm, arm candy. Like, I don't know. There are a lot of people are out here to chase a dream or build themselves up. I don't think anybody is really here to build a family and settle down. So I think that's why it's so hard to date in LA,
Wow.
personally.
It's so true. I feel like back in the day before I was completely jaded, I don't know if that's the right word. I think if I had found a partner that I felt safe with, I probably would have had a child by now. But now in this place of my life, I'm like, oh my God, all I want to do is protect myself and like feel safe, which is so gnarly because love is such a scary, terrifying thing for me now because of every single person I've been with, the retaliation, how it ends so harshly, or like just, I feel like out here in LA, like you really just, the retaliation is so extra with like social media, or like you just don't know what people, you don't know what, how people are going to react. Do you feel like less, you feel like people don't want to have kids these days or what?
I think it's a toss up, but I think less and less people are wanting to have families.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the state of the world. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
blame them, but uh, I don't really know if LA is the place to really settle down either. You know, it's where you make, you know, you chase after your dreams. So
What's giving you baby fever?
I'm dying right now. My ovaries have been bursting for years. So, and I mean, I've always been, you know, I've thought to myself that I needed to find someone to provide, but now I'm honestly on this run where I'm like, I want to be so successful that I can have a baby on my own if necessary. I
Yeah.
don't want want or need to be with someone in order to create that life. Is it the ultimate dream? Yes, but at this point I'm so tired of feeling like I need to depend on someone else. And even when I have been in relationships where they are the caretaker, it did feel a little bit like I was, you know, a trophy on a shelf. And I
Yeah.
can't live like that.
Oh, Lord. I know. It's fun for a little bit, and then it's like, oh my God, am I gonna get murdered? Okay, so I want to talk about I like just to keep it upbeat and fun because this shit is so, it is so heavy. But like to lighten up the mood a little bit, the artwork on your body, like the tattoos, the jewelry on your teeth, your nails. So let's just start out with the tattoos. Is there an artist that you want to shout out, or like an in particular tattoo that you would like to share with us? Because they are all incredible.
Thanks. Honestly, I've been working with Rob. He's Rob is Coffee on Instagram. He's been working on my leg sleeve, and
Ooh.
I just got a
Can you
bunch of
get
it
your leg
done.
in the camera? Yes.
So he's been working on this. We have a bit more to cover, but he's incredible. And then Anna Reyes in Dallas did the flowers on my neck. Who, she's incredible. If she was in LA, I would be seeing her every other week.
I am a huge fan of Alligator Jesus. He is known for his mouth grills, okay? I am noticing the jewels on your teeth. Who did this glorious work?
Oh my God, her name is Amanda, and I'm just so grateful I found her because she owns her own, I forgot what it's called, Sunset Dentistry in Orange County. I'll figure
Wow.
it out and we'll plug it in. But she fixed my canines. I had one that was short and then one that was long. So she evened them out, and then she plugged in all the jewels, and she was so fast, so much fun,
Wow.
like hot little lesbian, married with kids. She's a doll. So just
Yes.
amazing. Yeah.
Shout out to Amanda. Speaking of Amanda, guess who I met the other night? Amanda from Selling Sunset at Soho House.
Oh.
And I saw her and I looked at her face and I was like, I know you. And she looked at me like, well, hello. And we had a moment. It was really hot. It was cool. And I was like, do you know Renee? And she's like, oh my God, yes. Renee did my hair last year for the House of Royale promo stuff. Anyway.
I don't watch any reality TV. I have no idea who you're talking about.
Okay,
However, I was
okay, back to me for a second while she looks up this woman. Well, Selling Sunset is repping the LGBT community as well because Chriselle is getting married to G Flip. And G Flip, have you heard of G Flip? The singer?
I've heard of him.
Him? Her.
Her? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't
Chriselle
know.
is a lesbian now and she's marrying G Flip. It's super hot.
I love you. I have no idea.
So let's just, for anyone in the community that isn't aware of this, please, like, you know, now you guys know they're a hot couple. And I'm so happy for Chriselle because she's been through it with the men out here and now she's happy with a female. And that is beautiful to see. And Amanda is just, their outfits, like, just for the fashion, watch Selling Sunset, please.
Okay, I need to get with the times.
Okay,
I never watched TV.
It's
but
okay.
I was at Charlize Theron's holiday party last week.
Well.
And I caught eyes with Natasha Lyonne.
Oh.
And I melted inside a little bit. She's like such a lesbian icon. And she's so hot. She's incredible. And then I Googled, and apparently she's straight. And then my dreams have been crushed.
Oh my, yeah, but like, are we really straight? Come on. I feel like everyone's turnable. Very important topic, y'all. For any of you who have done cosmetic surgery, I mean, my grandma and my mother, when I was 13, they were like, we're scheduling your boob job now. Like, they knew I was not going to have tits. And I definitely, my grandma paid for my first boob job. I had to get a second one because of capsular contracture. I have been just paralysis, like being, like I have an IMDb. I'm going to say actress, okay? Being an actress and a singer and having to audition. The reason why I don't audition is because I'm so insecure about my face. And back in 2016, I signed a deal with a very famous TV director, and they paid to get my septum straightened out because he could not take a straight on headshot of me without my nose being crooked. And I literally would just bawl my eyes out. And the doctor that did this for me, he has since passed away, but he was in Beverly Hills, very loved, well-known doctor. But I think this is like definitely important to talk about because there are so many people that either want to get something done or they feel, or they have gotten something done and they don't want to talk about it. I mean, I have bruising right here because I just got my lips injected. And honey, she is like a fierce artist with the Juvederm, let me just say. So anyway, I have noticed that there is something different about you. You look so cute and gorgeous. What is happening? What's going on?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I haven't really talked about it or announced it. And there's only a few people that have really noticed, which means he did a really good job. But I had a much larger schnoz a few months ago.
Wow.
I had a bump and my nose kind of tucked down. But I've been dying to get a nose job since I was 14. My mom's had a nose job. My grandma's had a nose job. And I finally found a doctor who fit the profile. Get it? Um, his name is Dr. Raj Kanodia, and he's a genius. So January 1st, I think, I went in, and by January 5th, I was healed and no scarring, no bruising. It was the best decision I've ever made. I feel like you had mentioned, you're on camera or you take these pictures and you're just like, all I see is my nose or whatever insecurity. And I'm just so grateful I could finally look in the mirror and feel as pretty as everyone should feel.
Yeah.
And shout out to Dr. Raj. I can't thank you enough for that. But yeah, I'll show a couple little clips of getting it done in the cast room.
Thank you.
Yes, amazing. And like, just for all the children watching, like, I think you guys, natural is always the way to go. You do not want to be like, oh, I want to look like this celebrity or whatever. It's like the key is to love yourself and love what you look like, but small little changes here and there. I feel like I'm such an advocate for work like this because it really does help us like love ourselves more and I feel so much more confident with my lips and the little crack that he gave me. I feel like a different, and honestly, all of you the way that you guys treat me so differently than back in the day, like, not that that's the goal. Like, you don't like want praise from people because you look better, but like, I have had some comments, especially from men who like used to date me, and like this one guy, I remember I went to his house and he looked at me and he was like, this face. Great. So it was that bad before, but I don't know. I think the key is to like love yourself no matter what. Right?
Oh, 100%. I mean, if one were to love themselves exactly the way they are, of course, don't change anything. But for me, being an artist and painting women's faces, and I'm just so into symmetry and beauty, I want to be able to look in the mirror and resemble the figures that I paint or that I'm enamored with. And I've done little tweaks here and there, like got my cheeks filled, my lips enhanced, and then my nose, and I feel gorgeous. I'm so much more powerful. I'm doing a podcast for the first time, which I probably would have never done. And so the way I think about it is, we're not our bodies, right? We're the souls within, and we're in these vehicles. And if we want to modify the car, why not?
Yeah.
It makes you feel more powerful. You're able to do more and get out in the world and just be the most badass version of yourself you can.
Love it. Amazing. Incredible. So coming into the new year, y'all, 2024, just take a deep breath. I know. Everyone's always like, I'm gonna promise myself I'm gonna go to the gym, I'm gonna save money, I'm gonna change all these things in my life. So just give us some hope and like some inspiration. What are your New Year's resolutions, Miss Jordan Paige?
I mean, I love New Year's resolutions. I think they're great to get us on track. However, for me, being a double Gemini, Libra, all air, ADD, all over the place, I've learned what helps me is doing quarterly resolutions. So it's not quite like a beginning to an end of each year. It's more of just a journey of life and enjoying the whole ride. And instead of like waiting for December 31st and then January 1st to start something, it's like, no, let's, quarterly I sit down, and every 3 to 4 months, I'm like, these are my goals. One's a big goal that I really want to achieve, and the other one's not so scary.
Yes.
So I feel like I'm continuing the progress of life, and I'm just excited for every day, every week, every month, instead of the agony of this year needs to end. So 2025 is my year. 2026 is my year. Like I hear that all the time, and it's like, right now is your year. Right now is your life, and like, don't just wait for the next step, or the next day or the future. you really need to just enjoy the present. Otherwise, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yes.
You
Oh
know?
my God. I need to hear that right now. I feel like I do just want to enjoy for all of us PTSDers out there. So much PTSD. I want to ask you really quickly, because one of my resolutions is taking admin seriously, because I am an artist and all I want to do is wear glittery costumes and like dance around and sing songs. So when it comes to like setting up the Patreon and setting up like emails and newsletters and all of that stuff, do you have any tricks to trick my brain into doing this shit? Because oh my God.
To be honest, I I'm an artist, and doing the business side of anything makes my skin crawl.
Yeah.
So hiring out is really the only way. It's delegating the work. And in the beginning, it's trade. Like how can I serve this person that knows how to build a website?
Yeah.
So maybe we can like help each other out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really how I started growing. And now that I can actually pay people to do it for me, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
But I can't force myself to do the things that I'm not good at. And
Yeah.
I've learned that when I try, I start hating what I do. When I try to do the things that I'm no longer good at. And so when I delegate it, I free more time up to create the income doing the art. So that way I can pay others to do the things I hate.
Okay. I know. And I said it last week. I need to hire somebody. So I'm accepting applications. If you guys are good at Patreon, website, emails, small business stuff.
I have someone for you.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, she's great.
And maybe we'll have Jordan design the first piece of merchandise.
Oh my God, I would love that. I really would. I can paint your face or something cute.
Oh my God. What do you guys want for like a t-shirt or a hoodie? Like for House of Royale? Like what should we do? You know?
I think it's really your face and tits. That's the
Oh
the
my
icon for this.
Oh my God. For the men, we're just gonna charge you $1,000 per hoodie. And I'll do like a real impression of my boobs or something.
We love this. We'll have a canvas day where we just roll around and paint, press tits up against it.
Oh, yes. Okay. Great advice.
But really, I want to go back to the New Year's resolutions. It's, after being 33, and I think once I hit 30, things really started shifting for me. I mean, 20s are awful. Am I right? Like we were like baby deer trying to figure everything out, like wanting everybody to be our friend. And then we hit 30 and we're like, I don't really give a fuck. Like I know myself. I love myself. And if you like me, great. If you don't, whatever. I've learned that this life is not a competition with anyone else. It's a competition of who I was yesterday. And the more that I can stay in my own lane and stop comparing myself to other people, the happier I've been. If I see another hot girl that I'm like, wow, she's inspiring, or she's doing something that I want to do, I'm like, okay, how can I learn from her so I can be on that level?
Yeah.
Instead of being like, oh, I'll never have that. I'll never have double D's, but at least I know that I can have like the happiness that this person has, or, the equity or the income or whatever they're creating, to be the better version of myself.
Yeah, I saw Rachel McAdams' ass the other day, and I'm like, I'm never gonna have that. But you know what? I'm still hot, and these boys still want to fuck me. So yeah, I'm never gonna have that ass.
But we're so unique and so beautiful in our own ways, and really just even going back to the plastic surgery, it's. For me, there's a lot of people that want to have the same face as someone else, and that's okay. But I think just enhancing the beautiful features that we have already, just creating a uniqueness within the vehicle that we're in, it's so important, at least for me, not to beat myself up for not looking a certain way.
Yeah.
Because if I could look like Angelina Jolie, I would, but I can't, and I won't now because I love the person that I'm becoming. So.
Oh, so good, honey. So good. For the holidays, I have had to learn how to let people love me, my chosen family, friends, learning how to be vulnerable and accept people's love. Because for anyone who does not know, I lost my mom to suicide. It affected my relationship with my brothers, the dad situation, like it's all. So when the holidays come, it's like I'm on a roller coaster, like hanging on for dear life. Do you have any advice on letting people in, or like how you have, because you're so good at creating community and like letting people love you. Did you ever struggle with that, or like what's some advice for the holidays?
I mean, I still struggle with being vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
I took a master class a couple months ago and I realized that I have put on this mask of I don't fucking need anyone.
Mm.
And the truth is I do. I need we all need people. Like, we need humans, we need community, we need love. And the more I've been able to really let down that wall and ask for what I need for the people that do love me and show up, I've felt less alone or closed down.
Yeah.
So just even hearing you say that, like, let's go have a holiday dinner, baby. Like, I'm
Yes.
here for you. We'll
Yes.
get dressed up and have a good night. It's just having the love enough for yourself to ask for what you need.
Yeah. Yes. You guys, if you're like just this year decided that you needed to walk away from certain family members, because I know it's becoming more and more common where people, because the frequency of planet Earth is shifting
Mm-hmm.
and human beings are literally ascending and transcending, and we're transmuting our pain and we're not allowing abusive relationships in our lives
Mm-hmm.
anymore. And as we go through these changes, it's kind of like it's good to be alone. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good to like have dark night of the soul moment, but also for anyone brand new to this situation where you're like, "Oh my god, I literally finally walked away." Just know that it is okay to let new people in and to
Mm-hmm.
let new people love you. I know it's so scary and it's so hard to trust anybody, but
Mm-hmm.
just baby steps with it, you guys. And even watching this podcast, like, we're sending you all the love, we're giving you hugs and support, and whatever it is that can get you through these holidays, you're gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, and you're not the only one. Should we pull a tarot card?
I'm done.
I haven't done a tarot card in a long time, so I'm gonna go get the tarot deck, and Jordan is gonna talk to you guys about where you can find her on socials.
If you're interested in working at the salon Instagram is there, THAIR.LA. My personal is Jordan's there, Jordan's THAIR. And please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. You don't necessarily need to have a following, but if you have clientele, that really helps because this is booth rental. But we can get into the details of that once you reach out. It's really fun, carefree, loving environment. And we're just looking, or I'm looking for another member to fill the space. That, just someone motivated, creative, and willing to show up for their clients and themselves.
Hey guys, I definitely have a person that I want to manifest, not only meeting, but having her on my show, and I would love to do her podcast as well. Her name is Gabrielle Bernstein. If you guys don't know her and you need some like self-help inspiration, she's amazing. She's kind of like Abraham Hicks. If you want to manifest it, you gotta like, here's all the rules with the universe. So first with Jordan, we're gonna have her choose one of these cards. And these are called Super Attractor cards, artwork by Michaela Ezra. Boom.
If they jump out, it's usually,
Yeah, no, I let it fall.
Okay.
Okay, so Jordan's gonna choose a card.
Let's put my little energy vibes on them. I feel like instead of worrying about the future, I know all is well when I'm aligned in the moment.
Y'all.
It's
Oh
so
yeah.
true. I was such a
Ugh.
control freak. I've always been for so long because I couldn't control my childhood. So
Mm.
as an adult, I became so controlling about every little thing. If I went out, if it didn't play out exactly the way I'd wanted to, I'd have anxiety.
Mhm.
But really just letting go and knowing that the universe is going to create the environment and the people that I need in order to grow, even if it's uncomfortable.
Mhm.
It's there as a mirror to see what I need to do
Yeah.
inside, internally.
Yes.
A lot of times the universe will give me situations that are really difficult.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why is this happening? I'm such a good person. But really, at the end of that stick or that swing, it's giving me something difficult to work through in order to give me the gifts of it's like almost like a test. You know, once you pass the test and you can just surrender to what is, there's a bigger gift right at the end of it, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's like an upgrade. We're like, oh, been through that, know how to deal with that now.
exactly. It's almost like it'll present the same person in your life over and over again. Like, are you, have you learned yet? Have you learned yet? Have you learned yet? And then once we break that cycle and we're like, oh yeah, no, I don't want to go there anymore, then it gives you the next chapter.
Yeah.
You know?
I love asking myself, what do you really want? Like every day. And because sometimes that is so hard to answer.
It's hard to create a future if you don't even have a goal.
Yeah.
You know, and our wants and needs change all the time, and that's totally fine. You know, like there are many people that change their careers multiple times over their life, which is so cool to me. And it's okay. It's not, I don't think it's a failure if you quit something and you start something new. It's sometimes that's just how people, that's what people need to grow and be happy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, absolutely. Fuck the music industry. No, I'm kidding. No, we're going to have an all-female production team. That's next. Now that I'm an editor and engineer, I'm going to be a music producer as well. So, let's see what the universe has to say about that. The universe is always conspiring to support me, guide me, and lead me compassionately toward the highest good. Amen, honey.
Yes.
This little snippet is for my real witches. And also shout out to Cardsy B. I love you so much, but your tarot deck is literally in my car because like I do readings for my friends with your deck. This book is by Sean Robbins and Leanna Greenway. It's called Wikipedia. So I guess just like flip open to a random page and see which word the universe gives you.
Okay. The witch's wedding altar.
Oh, a wedding?
Girl, I've tried that 3 times. I don't know if marriage is for me anymore, really, to be honest.
Well, what's a witch's altar's wedding?
You want me? Should I read the whole thing? Okay.
A witch's altar.
For this ceremony, a lavish full-size altar adorned with purple cloth is set up outdoors, often near water or a stream. Upon it are placed 2 large white candles representing the male and the female. And an elaborately decorated broomstick is propped up at front. The cake, typically fruit cake, is placed at the center of the altar, along with a chalice of red wine, a plate of biscuits, and a tiny pot of honey. And the honey is to keep the union sweet. Crystals, such as amethyst and rose quartz, are scattered around the table, along with lots of seasonal flowers and petals. The altar can accommodate almost anything the couple chooses, such as photos, trinkets, personal items, but salt, water, and incense are almost always included. This symbolizes the elements and purification of the space. Yeah, so I probably need a partner for that one. They're coming.
I'm trying to get this.
They're coming.
This witch's broom in your shot, but it's difficult. Oh, I'm leaving it here.
You could just ride it around.
The secret revealed. Some people think that when they stare at their blank TV, they will see a live television show of the future. That's not really what we're trying to do, but if this exercise inspires you to write a script or a proposal, then by all means, go for it. Successful scrying isn't like watching a show. It's all in the interpretation of the dust spots, smudges, fingerprints, and reflections of light on the screen. This is wild. It is up to you to mentally process those shapes and forms and discover how they relate to you. This is the same principle as cloud watching and can be applied anytime, anywhere. Each person has their own divinatory ability that is unique only to them. But in order to succeed at this art, you have to try each and every one of the methods to find the one that you are most comfortable with and enjoy the most. Oh my God, this is crazy. Because if you guys think that you're nuts, you think you might have seen something, you're not crazy. You saw something, okay? These little orb lights and stuff, like these little fairies flying around, the spirits are trying to talk to you. They truly are. There are messages everywhere. Never forget that. If you see 333, 1111, whatever, just know that's probably one of your loved ones that passed away or one of your guides trying to communicate with you. You guys, it's been a wild ride. Welcome to Hollywood. This is Jordan Paige. We love her. We stan her. We adore her.
And that's our time.
That's our time. Thank you so much. Give yourself a hug. Do something that you love today, and we'll see you later. Mwah.